What's up everybody, welcome back to our channel. If you're not familiar, we're Barbara and Mark and we are Wiki Design. We are digital nomads and we run a branding, web design, and SEO agency while traveling the country full time. A lot of people have asked us, what tools do you use as a digital nomad? What tools help you run your business while you're on the road? People are pretty interested in that, so we thought we'd make a video just to share some of our tools that we use every single day that really work well for our business. Now, these tools aren't exclusive to just digital nomad life. You can use these in your business, and I highly recommend that you use all of them because they're really helpful. They'll really help you get organized and make your life a lot easier. So let's just dive right into the tools.
Yeah, so the first one and the question we get asked the most is, how do you get mail? And that's something you think about because you normally have a place where you get mail. So there's tons of services out there where you do what they call a virtual mailbox. And the service that we chose was called virtual postmail. And what this is you're probably familiar with like a P.O. box where you actually go and it's, kind of a miscellaneous address. You go pick up your mail. It's kind of like that, but you have a company that will go ahead that will actually open up all of your mail and scan it. And then what happens is we get an alert on our phone, we get an email, and then we choose the action that we want for that piece of mail. So there's tons of options. One of them is trash it. So they actually will go ahead and shred it, which is more secure than what I normally would do, have just throw it in the garbage. So they can shred it. Then the next one, of course, is they will scan the whole envelope or whatever and all the content in it. You actually get an email. It's a really high-res PDF, and so you can read it. Then if there's something in there, like let's say a credit card or something that you need to physically have, they can then go ahead and forward that to you. So if we know that we're going to be in a location for a couple weeks or whatever, we can actually get it shipped to wherever we are. Or we can always get it shipped to any post office for free in the country. This is a service that the post office offers, so you can get that forwarded to any post office for free. So that's how we do it in a nutshell, how we get our mail. And one thing I want to add is it's a real commercial mailbox, so we can, with a service like this, you can sign up leases, insurances, you can do a lot, pretty much as if this was your house. So that's how we're getting by on it.
Super cool service. How much does it cost a month?
I think $30, $35, but one other thing I want to add real quick is they actually have it where if you do get clients who send you checks, they will go ahead and scan the check for you and deposit it on your behalf for $5. Now that's awesome because a lot of times you would have to do it yourself, go to the bank or scan it on your phone. So for $5, they'll do it all for you, and we've done this several times because some clients still like to pay us with checks. So if that is something that's big on your business, you can always just add that extra $5 fee onto it or whatever it may be. So yeah, it's all these little things that we're learning.
Yeah, that was a super cool service, and we love virtual postmail. If you're a digital nomad, definitely check that out. Even if you're not a digital nomad, you might want to check it out because it's a really cool service. The next tool that we use all the time for our business is DUBSADO, and we're pretty new to DUBSADO. We've only been using it for the past 4 or 5 months, but it's really great. It's like a client management system, and they have everything in there. So one of our problems, one of the things that we really needed to get better organized at was really just all the information for our clients. So things that we needed to get the project started, like their hosting information or anything they related to the project. We had stuff like all over the place, like their contracts and their address, and everything was just a mess. So DUBSADO really helps streamline that. We can put the information into one system. So we just log into DUBSADO, we click on the client, and all their information is there. So it's really helped save us a ton of time. Our contracts are in there. We have different worksheets that we send to our clients depending on the project. We put all that stuff in there, so we're not looking for things all over the place because it was getting really out of hand.
Yeah.
And
they have portals. I'm sorry to cut you off. So yeah, they have it where you can assign a client a portal. So you put all your stuff in a portal, and then it's a private link that they get access to. So
it really helps the client out too because all their information for their project is in one place as well. So we love it and highly recommend we should have done it a lot sooner, to be honest with you. But now that we have it, we will never go back to not using some sort of management system.
Yeah.
That's a really big one for our business.
Yeah. The next one we have on the list is trusted house sitters. Now, this isn't like an online tool or anything like that. What it is basically a service where you, in exchange for watching someone's house and or their pets, you can stay in their place for free. And so that means we've already used it twice. We have another one coming up in a couple weeks. So you could stay as short as a few days to actually multiple months. So people that are willing to open up their houses for you, in exchange for watching their pets, you can go ahead and actually just work out of the house while you're doing it. So that's what we've done, and it's worked really well for us. And you get access to all the amenities that they have, washer and dryers, their internet, electricity. So this is a really good service, and we're really happy so far with it. And if you check out the link below, we've talked about it in our DC part 1 travel video for digital nomads. So definitely check out that video below.
Yeah, and what's really great about the service is it works well on both ends. So people that have pets don't have to spend a ton of money to board their animals, because if you have pets, you know how expensive that is. And it's also kind of a hassle because sometimes the dogs get sick or scared because they're in a place that they are unfamiliar with. So this service allows them to stay in their homes and be comfortable, and we just come in and take care of them, take care of the house. So it works really well. We're really happy with it so far, and we hope to do more trusted house sitters stays as we travel around the country. The next tool that we're really big on is G Suite. We love Gmail, all the things that are involved in G Suite. We use the spreadsheets, Google Docs, all that stuff. It's really nice to not have a bunch of different programs, just to have everything kind of bundled in one thing. The thing that I use it the most for, I would say, is the meetings, Google Meetings. So it used to be called Google Hangouts. I think they changed the name recently, but that's how we do pretty much all of our client meetings. We do virtual meetings since we're on the road now, and we can see the person on the other end. It works really well. Doesn't matter even how far away you are. We used it when we were talking to a client in Australia, and it worked perfectly. So that really helps us just to get a kind of a face-to-face. Even though we're not in person, you can still see the person, and we get to chat and talk about the projects that we're working on. That's really helpful. And I mean, I think Gmail is probably the best email service out there. So
they're good at fighting spam. But I would add to her calendar, her Google Hangouts, that ties in with our DUBSADO. So the clients can schedule through our DUBSADO, then they get added as a client, and all their information gets added, and then it syncs up with our G Suite calendar. So all these things are starting to link together, which saves us a lot of time.
It makes life so much easier.
Yep. And this kind of ties into the next thing, would be Wave Apps, which is what we use. It's an online service where we use for all of our accounting. So, invoices, receipts, all the tax stuff. So it's good to have a system that is, I would say, current or modern, because stuff is changing all the time. And so this company is on top of all the latest different types of expenses or tax, information. There's a lot of good documentation with this company. So we invoice all of our clients through there. And since we had our first international client, we didn't have to do anything special or extra at all for a different currency. They deal with it all on their end, because I can tell you, working in a big corporation, I used to have to deal with currency exchange rates and going back. It's when you use a service like this, you don't have to worry about that. So definitely a really good service. It is free to use, but they do, just like any other services, they take the merchant fee. So anytime you accept payment, they take a percentage. It's not much, but it's...
Yeah, it's the same as pretty much any other service.
Yeah.
So, it's definitely comparable to the other things. And everything else
and they
within the platform is free.
Yeah, they pay with their credit cards, or we don't get hit with nearly high of a fee if they pay with a bank account. So sometimes a client could pay with a bank account, and we don't get hit with such a big fee. Yeah.
The next tool that we love using is Airbnb. Since we are on the road, Airbnb is great. I mean, you probably have used Airbnb if you're taking a vacation. If not, I would definitely check it out. The reason we like to use Airbnb over hotels is because you usually get a little more space. And
this is an Airbnb.
Yeah,
see how big
we're
it
in
is?
an Airbnb right now. But you usually get a little bit more space, and they have more things like, kitchen stuff, so you can actually cook meals, and you sometimes get like a washer and dryer, and more things that you would have like in a house. And for us, that's good because we aren't, on vacation. We're working most of the time, so we want to cook our own food. We want to be able to do laundry, and we just want to be a little more comfortable than you would sometimes get in like a small hotel
And you
room.
normally are going to get better internet speeds because we were just in a hotel. We love Candlewood Suites. That's kind of like our fallback hotel chain if we have to go in a place. But we've stayed in 2 or 3 of them so far, and none of them have capped the internet besides this last one. They kind of capped the internet like at 5 megabytes. So the thing about Airbnbs is people can leave reviews, and you could actually search and find if people are complaining or talking about how great the Wi-Fi speeds are. So that's something that you can definitely research before you get into an environment, because in our situation we have to have a pretty good Wi-Fi connection.
Yeah.
And then one thing I would add as a tip is when you're looking at pictures on Airbnb, if you can kind of figure out where the weakest point would be, so meaning where the router is and where you think you might be working, kind of figure out throughout the pictures if there's going to be any problems, because you might have to start moving furniture around. So it's just like things like that because we were in a house one time and we were most comfortable in the basement, but the router was on the 3rd story, so there was no internet connection down in the basement, so we couldn't work in the basement unless we had like an extender or something like that. So I don't know, just internet's important for us.
Yeah, for us, especially when we're making videos and uploading videos, that takes up a lot of resources. So having a good internet connection is pretty important for what we do. So that's something that you can definitely do research and contact the owner of the Airbnb and ask about. Whereas with hotels, it might be hard to get an answer.
Okay, the next one on the list is our VPN service. We use NordVPN. If you do research, there's tons of companies that offer VPN services.
Hold up, what's a VPN?
I know, I was
for people
just
that
about
don't
to
know?
jump into that. So virtual private network. So what that means is, let's say we are out, sometimes we'll be at a Wegmans or like a Starbucks and we need to work, for a client on the road. So what a virtual private network will do is take you off of the public Wi-Fi that you're on and then put you into a private mode so nobody can see what you're doing. So your traffic is fully encrypted. It can't really be traced. So it's for security reasons, because if you sit in a cafe and you're on the public Wi-Fi, there's a good chance that people are just what they call sniffing your traffic, so they can be looking for any vulnerabilities on your network or any password that you just entered in. So
like your bank account statements, never look at your bank account information on a public network because there might be somebody that's trying to do some bad things. So a VPN helps keep that secure.
So it's definitely a service that it's not even digital nomad driven. It's just good practice to always protect your traffic or your internet when you can. So I mean, like we're in a place like an Airbnb. It's pretty secure here, so we don't need to actually log into the VPN in most cases. But I would say hotels, any public
places,
anywhere where there's other people sharing the network. So like in this situation, I don't think anyone else is on the network here. So
The next thing that we love using is LastPass. You probably have heard of password managers before. LastPass is one of those. So basically, you can store all your passwords into LastPass, so you don't have to remember 50,000 passwords, because there's a password for everything now, and who can remember all of those?
You can't.
So LastPass is great, and it's free to use up to like a certain amount of passwords, or
I forget what it was, but it's cheap. Either way, it's like $3 for the next
plan.
plan.
If you have to pay for it, it's really cheap and it's worth it. But they do have a free program, and highly recommend that you sign up for it so you don't have to keep all these passwords in your memory.
And I would add to that, and clients can share passwords with you through LastPass. So we just did this with a client. So instead of emailing a password, which is not secure really, they can share their password through their LastPass to your LastPass. So you're just communicating between LastPass the systems, and so nothing ever gets no emails or direct messages. So that's a good thing. You know, that's for security reasons too. That's good. And then the last thing is Dropbox. So we did talk about G Suite, and we do have the ability to have our files saved there, but we opted in for Dropbox because it's a really good service, and I think it's $100 a year, and we get 2 terabytes. So we put all of our clients, as we host and manage their WordPress websites, I back up all of their websites to our Dropbox account. And we also use this service to share larger documents with clients. So it's just a really good system. And we also put some, you know, sensitive content in there, of course, you know, for our business and stuff like that. So it's just another place to have storage, but we mainly use it for backups and large files.
Yeah, I love Dropbox. I like it a little bit better than what the G Suite service provides. And they give you more storage. I just think the interface is a little bit better to use. And for $99, we'll never use 2 terabytes of space, and we put a lot of stuff in there, so it's really worth it.
Yeah, I would say that Dropbox you can integrate that with more systems and environments than with a G Suite or Google Drive. So there's a lot of API stuff you can do. You know, it's geeky stuff, but yeah, that's what you can do with Dropbox.
So those are just some of the tools that we use as digital nomads, and like we said before, these are tools that anybody can use. You don't just have to be a digital nomad to use these things, but they definitely help us a lot when we're on the road. So if you have any questions about any of these tools, leave a comment down below. We'll be happy to answer those, and thanks for watching.
See ya.
Bye.